Hi, and welcome to the Coaching Experiment, a podcast that was born because someone planted a seed. A friend asked a simple question. In my world, that's what coaching is all about. It's about setting a space or creating a space which allows the coachees to inquire, to look deeper, to look further. I created this podcast because I wanted to give people who are looking for a coach or who are seeking to transform the opportunity to have a look or to experience what it might feel like to work with me. I do my best to ask questions. I dare to ask questions that are sometimes extremely direct, and some people might not be comfortable being asked direct questions, but this is my style. If you're looking for a coach or you're simply looking to transform, then may I invite you to have a look at this episode and all other episodes that I am going to create in the future. My guest today is someone who very courageously put her hand up and said, yes, I'll be your guest in your coaching experiment. Her name is Naomi. She lived in Spain and she's moved back to her home country, British Columbia. I do not know what to expect. We're going to enter this coaching setting. I approach coaching like I would be having a conversation. That's all I do. So, welcome, Naomi.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you for courageously putting your hand up.
Yeah, I'm happy to see where the conversation goes. I don't really have any expectations, but yeah, let's see.
That's wonderful. So when we spoke on our short getting to know each other, you talked about your photography and how you want to move it online. I can't remember the details exactly. So could you run that by me again, what it is you want to do?
Yeah, so I want to kind of fine tune what I offer, because I'm offering photography in all sorts. I'm offering weddings and headshots and events and birthday parties and family photos and just basically anything that you need photographed, I have done. I can do, I will say yes to. So I want to start targeting just specific people who want the projects that I really love doing. And I'm having a hard time narrowing down which projects those will be. I've gone back and forth many times in the last 6 months as to which things I should really do and how much I should actually narrow down what I'm offering. Because at the same time, I don't want to cut out a big chunk of my income by narrowing it down too much.
So can you tell me again, let me just write it down, because who you photography? Portraits, you said?
Yeah, so portraits, families, children. I have also done real estate photography, headshots, that's like business, like for a business card or whatever. Those are the main things. But that's not even mentioning nature photography, outdoor, like landscape nature stuff, which is what I love the most. But it's also the hardest thing, in my opinion or in my experience, is the hardest thing to try to sell as a nature photo, because it's not, it's something you do first. You go out and you take the photo first, and then you try and sell it after. Whereas the other things where they're doing photos of people, they hire you first, and then you go take the photo of them. So it's completely different thing.
It's in reverse.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you have a guarantee of an income because they've hired you, then you take the photo. And this one, you have to go out, take a photo, and
hope somebody likes it.
Yeah, hope someone will buy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty much like an artist. They draw what's close to them, and they hope that someone will buy.
Exactly.
Okay. So what I'm getting here is, you know what you want to do. You have, it's very clear. I wasn't looking at your face, but I heard the difference in the tone in your voice. You, nature and outdoor photography is your passion. It's what you love most.
Yeah.
And is the reason you haven't narrowed that, well, this could be an obvious question or a stupid one. The reason that you haven't narrowed it completely down to that is because you want to make sure that you have an income.
Well, yes, to be honest, I haven't ever made any money from nature photography. I've just done it for fun. I haven't made a single dollar, but I made my entire income is from photographing people, being hired first to photograph the person, and then I go out and do it. So then I'll just throw in another thing that I've been thinking is I've been considering teaching photography. And in that way I could teach nature photography or outdoor, landscape stuff that I really enjoy doing, but I wouldn't be relying on myself to go out and take a photo first. I would be hired by the person, and then we could go out and do nature photography together or whatever I teach them.
I like this. I really like the idea of teaching, teaching someone and and them hiring you, and then you have an assured income.
Yeah.
Let's go back to portraiture, families, children, and headshots. As you know, I've seen your work. I've seen what you can do. I've seen some of your creativity, and it is mind-blowing. The picture with your family, building it on force together is building the full pictures on top of each other and taking them separately is mind-blowing. I really liked it, and with home light. So you're really creative, you're really adventurous, and you seem to enjoy it.
I do. I do enjoy that, and I've taken lots of my kids that have been really creative, like not just your typical everybody sit and look at the camera, like something different. I do enjoy that, and I would enjoy doing that for others if I had people who wanted that. I think the kind of people I get for the family photos haven't been like that. They've been people who have been, well, because I've been in Spain for 7 years up until we just came here, and now with the coronavirus, I haven't really done anything in Canada, but for the last 7 years, the people who I would get for the family photos would be families on vacation in Spain, and they were not really interested in anything creative like that. They're interested in the background. They want to go to this beach, or they want, Marbella in the background, or they want something to show that they're on vacation. And then I'm just basically getting 12 people, because it's, this family and this family all joined up here for this vacation, getting 12 people in a lineup looking at me. And I feel like I don't even need to be there. I could just put my camera on a tripod and click the button and they'd have the same photo.
Yes, but I'm hearing there is not creative enough for you. It's not challenging enough.
It's not challenging. It's too run of the mill. It's like any photographer could stand in my place, or my son could stand there, and they'd get the exact same photo if everyone stands in a line in front of that thing. Like, it would be no different.
Okay. Have you actually displayed your creations anywhere else other than I've seen them?
No, I mean, no. I share them on my own Facebook page, which gets seen by like my 50 friends, and that's it.
And what were the reactions that you got?
Oh, I usually get really good reactions. I get wow. Usually it's wow, or how did you do that? And my goal is usually that they say, how did you do that? Because I like that the best.
Okay, and okay, so and what does that tell you about the people who say wow?
What does it tell me? I don't really know. I mean,
Well, I'll tell you what it tells me. Okay. If I lived in in BC, okay, and you happened to be on my my friend, who I know you're on Facebook, but it's very, very recent.
Yeah.
And I saw something like that. I think I would contact you and ask you to take a picture of me in a creative manner. And I would want something like what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So usually we stop ourselves from putting out our creations because of some blind spot, because of some fear, because of, I'm wondering what's going on there. And
Mm. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I attribute it to the fact that everybody on Facebook, my Facebook friends, they don't like none of them are in the same city as me.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't know, but
Mm.
it hasn't always been that way, of course, because I have been for many years. I've been in Spain, and then I did have friends. Well, it seems like I'm always in the wrong place, actually. So when I was in Spain, it seemed like my friends were back in Canada because I had moved, and then I still was in contact with them. And then I slowly built up a network in Spain, and then I feel like I just got that going, and now I moved back to Canada. Now all my friends are in Spain on Facebook, and I'm back in a different city than where I started. So I'm starting over again.
Hmm.
It could
Rome,
be, or it could be something else. I don't know.
the first thing that comes up for me is Rome wasn't built in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So um, building a business and building it in a way that we like and creating a follow-up or clients or people or having our pictures, in your case, having your being on demand takes time. At
Mm-hmm.
least in my case, building my business didn't happen overnight. It's not happening overnight. I'm still building my business, creating, and photography is like any other business. It's creating friendships, creating
Mm-hmm.
relationships, and becoming very visible with our
Mm-hmm.
work and what it is we want to do. So, since how long ago did you move back to Canada now?
About 8 months ago.
So you're still a baby.
Yeah. Well, and then the last 2 months, nobody's hiring. Like I had a few weddings booked for the summer that have been canceled because of everybody's lockdown.
So this is where the COVID is right now working against you because it is a contact sport. It is a job or a career that requires you to be in person. It requires you to be
Mm-hmm.
on location. It's not like coaching. You're in BC. I'm in
Mm-hmm.
the Netherlands, and we can talk.
Yeah. Well, that would be another thing, like another bonus point if I decide to do teaching, because I could do online critiques that people could take photos. I could give them like a challenge, like teach them something. They go do it and then show me the photo, and we could go over the photos together. So that is something that would allow me to do photography, not just locally, face to face.
Okay, so if I'm getting this correctly, this if the story in my mind is this. What I'm getting is this. You love taking portraits, but they have to be different than your run-of-the-mill pictures. It's not just this
Mm-hmm.
static, someone looking at a lens,
Mm-hmm.
and you just hit the click button and it's done. So it's
Yeah.
not that you enjoy that, but it's got to be creative. So
Yeah.
we've already narrowed down, and we have not excluded portraiture, and that could be an income.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, I'll give you an example. A friend once told me, I want to give up my job, I want to just dive into coaching, I just want to go for it, and perhaps that will help me to up my game and get out there. And I looked at her and I said, how many coaching clients have you got? She had none. How are you
Mm.
going to pay your bills? Who's going to care for your children? So it's really sensible to narrow down and not cut out our income, because we have to live. Unfortunately, we need we need money to
Yes,
live.
yes.
So portraits is still on your list. Is that
Mm-hmm.
correct, or am I?
It currently everything is still on my list, and what I've done is I've made a second website for nature and teaching, and then I thought, well, I want to add children back in because I also like that. So now my second website, which was supposed to be more narrow and defined, is becoming broad again, and now I'm just kind of going in all sorts of directions.
Yeah, and I know why that is. Okay, what's your fear of it not, if you don't leave it broad? What is scaring you there?
If I don't, the fear of leaving it broad or not leaving it broad?
Of not leaving it broad, because you've narrowed it down. You seem to
Yeah,
to have come to you seem to have clarity about what you enjoy
yeah.
doing, because that is where our passion goes. That's how we can earn the most money. Money is secondary. First, we need to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to have found that, and then you went wide again. Why did
Yeah.
you go wide? What's scaring you?
I feel that the people who will hire me are going to be the ones that want the things I don't want to do. I feel like I'm going to cut out the majority because I have never really been hired to do the super creative thing, to do the nature, to do the really creative shots of just one kid, that's a totally styled shoot. I've never been hired for
So I hear, okay,
that.
I've never been hired before, so I might never be hired based on what I enjoy doing, which means,
Hmm.
so we'd better go wide because I have to have an income.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yep. That's it.
Okay, the past is not a guarantee of the future.
Hmm.
And as you know, I studied photography, so it's uncanny why you put your hand up. And I mean, I understand light and how it works, and I understand. And when I see something that's good, I know it's good. I mean, I don't have your eye, I don't have your expertise, and I'm not assuming that I do. I just
Hmm.
know when something's good. And
Mm-hmm.
you are a damn good photographer.
Thank you.
You really are. You know how to play with light, you're good with Photoshop, and I would hire you like that.
Hmm.
Because I like your work, I like your creativity, I like your playfulness.
Okay, so I need to find people like you that are over here.
Do you think that they are there? That's the question. Do you believe that there are people who want your work?
Well, I think there must be. I just think that there are less of those than who want the standard thing. It,
And what is that
it could be
belief based on?
um, probably stupid things like that what I have seen people hang up on their walls are boring photos of portraits. That people go to Walmart and get a portrait done. I don't know, just probably nothing logical. Or maybe other people's websites that have these standard photos. I don't know. It feels like there's a bigger market for average stuff.
Perhaps your market is the affluent people.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
But no buts. I am sure that what's stopping you is a fear, is your fear. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Because you
Mm-hmm.
know yourself best. Is your fear, which is based on the presumption that you've never been hired, so you can never be hired. So based on that, your conclusion is, all I can see is boring photos hanging on the wall, people going to Walmart. Why the hell would they want to hire me if this is all
Mm-hmm.
it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
So let's see, what have we established so far? We've established that you like creative portraiture, not your run-of-the-mill. Fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
love it. The rest is, to me, boring too, with all due respect to people who like run-of-the-mill. I mean, everybody's entitled to hang what they want or to have what they want. This is not meant to, I just want to make it clear because this is going to be published.
Mm-hmm.
We've established that you like landscape photography, you like nature, that you can
Yep.
teach it, you can make a challenge, you can reach out. There's
Mm-hmm.
you have touched upon things that you can create yourself to start having an income
Mm-hmm.
in the way you would like it. That,
Yeah. I mean, I don't even really mind doing, like, I don't mind doing wouldn't want to say boring, but the vacation photography where we go to some place and the family likes that spot. It's just it's just not challenging. The end result I think is okay. I think like what I'm delivering when they get their family photo of everybody in a line, that's what they wanted, because they want to remember those people's faces in that particular spot, and a silhouette, for example, wouldn't provide that. So
mm.
I know I'm providing something that they actually want. It's not challenging to get that stuff.
So how about making a compromise?
Mm-hmm.
You've just returned to Canada. You've
Yeah.
just started to build your network of friends of Canada. People are getting to know you. They're wowing your photos. They're asking you how you make them.
Mm-hmm.
Why not make a compromise with yourself and continue doing that which you know you can do for sure, even
Mm-hmm.
though it's not as challenging, knowing that in time you build your portfolio up in such a way that you can move towards what your calling is, where your heart lies, your passion and your joy. How does that sound?
Yeah, it sounds good. The block right now is that is of course the whole world is experiencing. Nobody wants to come near me. So, the I'm all I'm doing what I'm doing right now is taking as many creative fun photos as I can of my own family and my own kids, because they're the only people I'm around. And then I'm hoping to build up that kind of creative portfolio with them, even though it's going to be all the same people. So be it, I guess.
Yeah, but you can create things in different ways, even though they're the same people.
Yeah.
And this is a practical question. We are going out of lockdown here, slowly but surely.
Mhm.
Restaurants are opening on Monday. Cinemas are
Mhm.
opening on Monday. But what's the situation like for you? How long is the lockdown going to last?
Um, well, next week they're going to open up the schools on a part-time basis, so half the kids can go. So they're going to rotate which half. They're going to do 2 days a week, and then so it's similar. They're going to start opening things up. Right now it's not, but yeah, next week we'll see. Things will be open, but smaller capacity, like half the amount of people can go.
That's how we started. On the 11th of May, the children started to go to school. Half of the class went on one day and the other half went
Yeah.
on the other day. Now, Monday, we're going to start full-blown secondary,
Oh,
high
okay.
school. Everything is going to be open again.
Okay,
So,
yeah, we're just starting the half thing. So it's up until now, it's been everything's closed. All the public buildings and libraries, everything has been all closed.
so the interim would be mean now another month or so.
Probably.
What can
Hmm.
you do in this time?
Well, I had thought about putting together an online course, like a newsletter online course kind of thing, to teach photography and get into people learning my style. But then I actually did the first lesson just online, wrote it out for nature photography, and then I thought, well, actually I did it for just any photography. It's just on lighting, and then I was going to target nature, and then I thought, well, maybe I should target children's photography. And I think that because I I'm always trying to think of where there's a bigger market, and I think maybe mothers wanting to take better pictures of their own kids might be a good market.
Why would you choose somewhere where there's a bigger market?
I don't know. I just always have that in the back of my mind.
Do you know what that is? Do you want to speak to that?
Okay. Yeah, it's thinking that I'll not succeed, or it's always worrying that I won't have enough money.
If
Yeah.
money wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, if you had none of this thinking on your mind, hand on your heart, what would you choose to teach?
Nature photography.
There you go.
Yeah.
Forget about the money. I know, but forget about it.
Yeah.
I have these fears. When I started out as a coach, I wanted to catch everyone because I thought if I don't try and catch everyone, I'm not going to make any money. But believe it or not, the narrower the catchment, the more specific you get, the wider it becomes. It's counterintuitive. And I stopped chasing money. I started to chase my joy. Well, not chase it. I started to do what I enjoy. And this is what I enjoy. I love doing this.
Yeah, it's a very deep fear that there won't be enough money. It doesn't have anything really to do with photography either. It just has to do with my growing up, and we were very poor. Hang on.
Don't try to stop the tears. Tears are.
Well, I put on eyeliner so I don't want it to run. Yeah.
It's in the silence that you'll probably see something for yourself.
Well, my mom was a single mom, and I have a brother and a sister, so it was my mom and 3 kids. And it was always hard. Like, we didn't have much money. So I just feel like the responsible thing to do is to take a safe job or a safe route, and that photography was never a safe choice. So at least I can choose the safe things in it. If I didn't have eyeliner on, it would be a little bit better. And I never wear it. I just put it on today. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I don't want to give up. I don't even know if it's giving up, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to rule out any jobs that come my way. Like, if somebody says, "Can you do this?" I'll say, "Yep, I can do it."
And nobody's saying that you have to.
Yeah.
There are no rules. You make them. You set them. You do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do have to earn an income, whether we like it or not. But that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't rule out that it's not possible to do what we enjoy the most. You can build it together,
Yeah.
but doesn't exclude, and I'm glad you saw this belief. I'm glad you saw this for yourself. You deserve it. It's, when I saw your pictures the first time, you know how we reacted on
Mm-hmm.
your on the Harry Potter sword picture. We
Yeah.
were blown away. It's your
Yeah.
gift. And we need to shine our gifts and our light through our art, through our coaching, through our acting, through whatever it is we want to.
Mm-hmm.
But we think
Yeah, I
that we.
suppose
Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
I could just leave all the stuff off the new website that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like not like, but that I don't love.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, promote that one and not the other one.
And make a compromise. At this point in time, you have seen that for yourself. You said it was very clear. Photography was never the safe route. My mother was poor. We were poor. So I feel that I need to choose something safe so that I won't end up being poor.
Yeah.
Seeing that. Okay. In the process, you can go for jobs that will give you an income without
Mm.
excluding what you love doing and building up that slowly until such time that you explode. Because I know there's a market for you. There's a market for this.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to make a compromise right now. COVID-19, building your network again, creating friendships, letting people get to know you, see your pictures, just ramping
Uh-huh.
up your visibility. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things that will come into
Yeah.
place.
It feels really hard right now because of moving again. Like I moved away once and then it took a long time and built it up and then I moved again and it almost feels like defeat. Like I don't want to start all over again. I,
Mm.
but at the same time, I can't stop doing it. I can't stop taking pictures. I tried, like when we got here, I thought I'll just get a job. I'm not even going to do photography anymore. I'm just going to get a regular job where I go to the store and I work in a store and that's it. And I did that for a few months and I just couldn't stop taking pictures. I just kept doing it anyway. So I thought, well, I can't give up my business, even if it's not making any money right now. I just can't stop doing it because I love it. And yeah. So now I'm back in the deciding I can't give it up, so I have to make it work.
Well, I'm glad that you are that you've taken a decision to not give up. The universe conspires to help us when we take a decision and we cut off
Yeah.
all ties with our doubts. You're talented, you're versatile, you know very clearly what you enjoy doing. It's all laid out. I took the notes, but you
Mm.
know what you want. All you had is a niggling doubt, a niggling fear. I do not want to end up poor, and photography is not safe and way. And there are photographers in the world who make thousands and thousands of euros.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
and dollars. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I haven't given up. I was close to it a few months ago,
mm,
just right after we moved. Yeah, I guess it's true that I do know what I want to do and what I like to do.
mm,
It's just I was struggling between choosing, or I guess accepting what I knew and choosing something that I felt was more safe.
mm. And I think that's your big takeaway today. Your takeaway. What is your takeaway today?
Well, I think it's just that. It's not really a struggle with what should I do. It's a struggle. It's in the back of my mind. Should I have even chosen photography, or should I have chosen something else like accounting? Because I was also really good at math in school. So
Did you enjoy it as much as you enjoy photography?
I do enjoy, I enjoy the technical stuff. I think part of the reason I really enjoy photography is I really enjoy the technical stuff, the settings, and figuring out all the details, like which lens do I use and which aperture and which, like, I like all those details. And I know a lot of artists, they like the creative side and the composition, but then they're stuck on the technical side. But I feel like I'm strong in the math and how all that works as well. So I put the two together. And I studied 1 year in university accounting because I was going to go down that path, and then I didn't. Well, yeah, so anyway, to answer your question, I think the takeaway is that I'm not really as confused as I thought. Yeah. So that's good. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Are we done? Are you done? Do you have anything more you need to have clarity on?
No, I'm good. We can end. Yeah.
So thank you for being my guest.
Yeah, thank you for the conversation.
What was your experience of this conversation? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Did you resonate with anything that was said? Or maybe we even had an insight. If you're up for a challenge and you are ready to play, if you are curious about what a conversation can do for you, then go to my website, butv.com, and send me an email. Let's have a conversation. I look forward to meeting you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.